Good morning and welcome to Daybreak. Time now just about 6 a.m. on this Thursday morning. Following some breaking news out of North Texas this morning. Live pictures from the scene here. An RV destroyed in Arlington after a slow-speed chase involving police there began in Hunt County on I-30 heading westbound through the Dallas area.
Yes, at one point that RV was on fire. Obviously, you can see from these pictures, not anymore. KVUE's Jay Wallace joins us now from the newsroom. And Jay, there were children inside of that RV. Any word on what happened or how they're doing?
Well, after the chase lasted about 60 miles, it ended with the RV going up in flames. But thankfully, the children you mentioned, we know that there were 2 children inside. Both have been rescued and taken out of the RV safely. Now, I want to give you another live look at the scene right now. The RV no longer on fire, but still a very strong police presence. This incident actually started in northeast Texas in Hunt County, as we mentioned, going into Irving and eventually Arlington, where the situation has come to an end. But you can see in the video here from earlier a very tense and scary situation as the fire started in the cab of this RV with 2 adults, a husband and wife, inside with those 2 children we mentioned, with the RV just collapsing into a ball of flames, eventually being reduced to nothing. Our sister station in Dallas has been told this all started from a domestic situation back in Hunt County. There are also reports that the husband in that RV fired shots at his wife. Multiple agencies are currently involved in the situation, including the Dallas Police Department. Now, one more look at that live look. It is still unknown the status of the 2 adults that were in the RV at the time, nor exactly what sparked the domestic problem, as police are still blocking off this part of westbound on I-30 in Arlington. This investigation could possibly take hours more, as the Hunt County Sheriff's Department says. It will be releasing new information later today once they had gathered more about what caused this slow chase to end in fiery flames. Brian, Yvonne, back to you.
Jay, thank you very much for the update there. Time now to get a check on what we're tracking for this Thursday with meteorologist Erica Lopez. Hi, Erica.
Hey there. Yep, clear, comfortable, very nice start to our Thursday. The thing that's going to change in our forecast, though, is the temperatures. We're talking 90-degree temperatures in the forecast. You're really going to feel the heat this afternoon, at least for your morning and afternoon rush hour forecast. Not too bad, nothing to affect your morning commute, but the 90s will be something that may affect your outdoor plans this afternoon. Here's how today is going to play out. Lots of sun out there, a south wind anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour, hopefully cooling you down a little bit from the temps that will be in the lower 90s. So 93 is what we're calling it. Breezy, much warmer. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 70s. That's because humidity is going to be increasing. The humidity levels with 90-degree temperatures that are in the forecast Friday and Saturday. Check out heat index values 103, 104 feel-like temperatures as we enter into this Memorial Day weekend. Also tracking rain chances. I'll chat about that later this morning. As for now, Anna Veed has an update on traffic.
Yes, I do. Good morning, guys. Now that we've hit the 6 o'clock hour, rush hour is in full effect, so watch out for these 2 crashes. The first one is near the Y at Oak Hill. This is on 290 traveling westbound at El Rey Boulevard. You can see that this crash could cause some major delays. Right now, I did confirm with the Travis County Sheriff's Office that it is blocking, so just use caution in that area. Let's travel a little bit east. This is another crash on 973 at 71, just west of the 130 toll road. So if you're trying to catch the 130 toll road, use caution. Be careful and watch out for that crash. All right, guys, back to you.
Anna, thank you. We are following a bit of developing news this morning. Overnight out of Temple. A lot of you might have heard or talked to someone that did hear about a loud boom heard in Georgetown and north of there. We learned the noise came from exercises at Fort Hood at the military base there. The noise heard from Temple as far south as Round Rock. Temple police saying both Fort Hood and SpaceX alerted them about exercises happening there this week. Now, we don't know exactly what type of exercises they're training for. However, one witness said she saw a large flash coming from that area. Of course, as we get more, we'll let you know more.
And today we are hoping to learn more information about how 2 commercial planes bumped into each other's wings last night at ABIA. It happened just before 8:30. Officials say it caused noticeable damage to at least one of the planes. ABIA says a United Airlines plane was taxiing out of a gate while an American Airlines plane was sitting at a gate nearby when somehow both planes' wings collided. The plane was headed to Houston. Passengers had to get off of the plane using stairs outside. Officials say all passengers were rebooked onto new flights. There were no injuries in the collision, and the FAA is investigating the incident.
Voters in Montana head to the polls in just a few hours, but the leading congressional candidate now facing charges after allegedly assaulting a reporter. Republican Greg Gianforte is accused of grabbing the reporter by the neck and slamming him to the ground. That's the reporter's picture on the left. This is in a recording of the alleged assault. The reporter can be heard asking the candidate, Greg Gianforte, about health care, then the scuffle. Listen.
To the CBO score, because you were waiting to make your decision about health care until you saw the bill and it just came out. And what you thought
we'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious if you have
speak
right
with
now.
Shane, please.
But you don't.
I'm sick and tired of you guys. The last time you came here, you did the same thing. Get the hell out of here.
Now, in a statement, Gianforte's spokesperson says the reporter entered a private office, aggressively shoved a recorder in the candidate's face, then asked, quote, badgering questions. Overnight, at least 3 newspapers pulled their endorsements for Gianforte.
Right now, President Trump is at the European Union headquarters in Brussels, Belgium. He's meeting with leaders from the European Union before heading to meet with France's new president. Next, he heads back to Italy. And that'll be tomorrow. Back at home, though, the battle over health care is heating up in the Senate, with a new report bringing bad news for lawmakers who want to get rid of Obamacare. And a new report by the Congressional Budget Office says the GOP health care bill would leave 23 million more Americans without insurance and would force some of the nation's sickest citizens to pay much more for coverage. ABC's Lana Zach explains what lawmakers are now doing to tackle the health care overhaul.
The new estimates are in, and the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office is projecting millions of uninsured Americans.
The report makes clear Trump care would be a cancer on the American health care system.
Earlier this month, House Republicans narrowly passed their version of the bill.
This is a repeal and a replace of Obamacare.
Moving forward without a full accounting of the likely effects of their legislation. But now the CBO report is complete, and it estimates that in its current state, the bill would reduce the federal deficit by $119 billion over the next decade, but also leave 23 million more people uninsured. The likely effects even more dire for people with pre-existing conditions and senior citizens. A 64-year-old making roughly $26,000 in some states could see his or her premiums climb nearly $12,000 or more. The AARP in a statement condemned the plan for what they called the devastating impact the bill would have on older Americans by imposing an age tax and hiking costs for those who can least afford them, eroding seniors' ability to live independently. But the head of the Senate Republican says he's committed to repeal and replace regardless of what the CBO says.
It's a technical, procedural step. Beyond likely reiterating things we already know, the updated report will allow the Senate procedurally to move forward.
But the bill faces an uphill battle in the Senate, and some moderate Republicans, like Susan Collins, are calling upon their fellow legislators for a bipartisan solution. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
We are learning more this morning about the man accused of setting off the bomb outside of a concert hall in Manchester, England, that killed 22 people and left dozens more injured. The brother of Salman Abedi told officials he knew his brother was going to carry out an attack, but says he did not know where or when. Libyan authorities have detained Hashem Abedi. They did that Tuesday for questioning. A spokesperson for Libya's counterterrorism force says Salman called his brother about 30 minutes before the attack. Hashem, the brother, told officials he knew exactly how the bomb was made and believes that Salman created the device by himself. He told them he helped his brother but didn't go into detail. Their father, along with another sibling, have also been arrested. So far, a total of 8 people are in custody in connection with Monday's attack. Coming up in about 4 minutes right here on Daybreak, Fred Burton, Chief Security Officer at Stratfor, and Dave Sikora, Executive Chairman and CEO at Stratfor, will join us live in studio to discuss this incident and if there's any way to prevent another tragedy like this from happening. That's coming up again in just a few minutes right here on Daybreak.
Looking forward to that. 6:09 is your time. Also, police need your help this morning tracking down a man accused of sexual assault. Take a look at your screen. We have a sketch of that man. Police say it happened around 3 in the morning on May 4th. The victim says she was walking on Rainey Street during the attack. She said the suspect lured her to a secluded area before assaulting her. He is described as a black man in his early 30s. He carried a black messenger-style backpack And police say he has a short buzz cut with a stocky build. If you happen to have any information, call police. Now let's check on our forecast, see how things are shaping up for the day. Again, it's going to be nice before it gets very humid, right?
That's right. It's still going to be toasty out there, but Yvonne, humidity is going to be on the increase. I know she's not excited about that. Here's a look at what we're seeing this morning. Skycam's a little shaky. That's because a south wind is coming in today, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour. Dew points are in the 50s, so it's comfortable. It's bearable. A little bit warmer than yesterday morning. Remember yesterday morning we were waking up to temps in the 50s, even some 40s across the hill country. Well, today you're in the 60s. Upper 60s for Kingsland, Marble Falls, and Enchanted Rock at 67. Round Rock 69 degrees, and Austin at 64. Lower 60s for some, and still some upper 50s across the eastern counties. Here's how your rush hour forecast looks like. You're in the clear in terms of weather affecting your commute. Keep in mind this afternoon, lots of sunshine. Temps are going to be warm in the 90s. So lunchtime plans, you're already going to be in the mid to upper 80s out there. The good news is that humidity levels will be on the low. So humidity is going to increase from 50 degrees to 70 degree dew points Friday and Saturday. So I'm going to talk about heat index values and also rain chances for this Memorial weekend. I'll give you all the details in the full forecast. Back to you.
All right. 6:10 still ahead. A bill moving swiftly through the Texas legislature. How it could affect feral hog and coyote hunting.
Welcome back to KVUE News Daybreak. The attack in Manchester we spoke about just moments ago, back on Monday night, reminded us all of how dangerous and violent today's terrorists can be. This morning we have Fred Burton, Chief Security Officer at Stratfor, and Dave Secor, Executive Chairman and CEO at Stratfor, here to discuss the tragedy and the work being done at Stratfor to provide valuable insight and analysis when things like this happen worldwide. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here bright and early with us on Daybreak this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks.
Fred, let's begin with you. You've talked to us before here on KVUE about soft targets. The attack in Manchester could not have been a softer target when you talk about the children leaving a concert venue. Is there any way, and I know there was a lot of intel about this specific bomber, is there any way to stop this outside of surveilling this guy 24/7?
Well, unfortunately, your viewers are not going to want to hear this, Brian, but there's just simply too many soft targets and too many potential opportunities for the terrorists to strike. And like we've chatted in the past, this boils down to human intelligence. Without having that human source, that snitch, that informant, that can tell you about that plot, you're not going to be able to stop these from occurring.
And it sounds like what we talked about earlier, his brother knew of an attack, an imminent attack it sounds like. And now we've learned this morning that the Manchester Police Department is essentially cutting the United States off from their investigation because leaks were taking place here in the United States. It seems like this is getting deeper and deeper.
It really is, and of course that affects that liaison relationship between the State Department, the FBI, and the CIA, and MI5 and MI6. But at the end of the day, the challenge with that kind of problem is that you have so many people in Washington that have access to terrorism information in our post-9/11 world today. It's amazing to me how many people do view that, from FAA to DHS to the National Park Service. So this was all done after 9/11, so there's not stovepipes. So terrorism information is broadcast and disseminated widely across the entire intelligence community.
And Dave, at Stratfor, which has been around here in Austin for 20 years now,
That's right.
It is your job to take all of this information and provide analysis with experts like Fred Burton. And recently you announced Worldview, which is a different, kind of taking it to a new level, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And as you point out, I mean, we're an Austin company, and we've honed our methodology in Austin over the last 20 years, and we just recently launched Worldview, which essentially is an innovative new digital platform for helping us assimilate, organize, and communicate information. And really, you know, Stratfor's always had fantastic analysis. We have a great team of analysts. Of great methodology, and what we wanted to do was provide a 2017 kind of level of digital technology to allow our customers to engage with us better.
And when events like this happen, obviously Stratfor works all the time to detail information and intelligence that you all have. But this is really when it's important to have people like yourselves disseminating the information and making sure people know that need it what they need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's part of me feels as though this is a public service that we're doing. My background is in technology, but you know the intelligence is interesting. But what you have to do is you have to have the platform, the methodology, and the team to distill all of that information into valuable insights. And then you have to have the technology to be able to leverage those insights and communicate and give folks a way to engage as well.
Fred, on that topic, I'd love to get your thoughts on all that's going on with Russia. You've mentioned several times to me the Cold War never ended. And now we're seeing more evidence of their interest in the United States. If our president in the Oval Office gave away intel that was received from another country, what damage could something like that do, not only to our relationship with this country, but with other countries trusting us in the future?
Well, as President of the United States, he has that declassification authority just simply because of the position that he's in. And from a liaison perspective, much like what we saw with the Brits cutting us off, cutting the U.S. off in light of Manchester, there's always that kind of potential that exists in that kind of disclosure. But Brian, there's a tremendous amount of politics surrounding this entire issue inside the Beltway. So I think that in my assessment, knowing Director Mueller that was just appointed as a special counsel, there's no doubt in my mind that they will get to the bottom of all this kind of information to kind of make sense of the noise. There's a lot of noise surrounding this issue right now.
Gentlemen, I'm all out of time, but it is my pleasure to have you here with us, Dave. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.
As always, our pleasure. Great work at Stratfor. It's always a pleasure to have you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Time to get a check of our forecast now with Erica Lopez. Hi, Erica.
Hey there, good morning. Well, temperatures are going to be the big topic the next several days. We're talking 90-degree temperatures, not only for today, continuing into the start of the weekend. Also, factor in humidity that will increase by tomorrow. We're talking dangerous heat index values and also tracking some rain for this holiday weekend. I'll give you all the details on that in a second. But as you're heading out the door this morning, a little bit warmer than yesterday morning. Yesterday we were in the 50s, today in the 60s. Dew point still comfortable though, but we are feeling that warm up anywhere from 5 to about 15 degrees warmer than yesterday morning. Highs today. Today starts the pretty decent stretch of 90-degree temperatures. Austin, your forecasted high mid to lower 90s. The hill country will be closer to 100. Mid to upper 90s is in their forecast. The good news today, humidity levels will be relatively low, at least comfortable, but low for us here in central Texas in the 50s. But humidity increasing tomorrow and also Saturday because of a south wind. That's going to put our dew points in the 70s. So we're talking dew points in the 70s, temperatures in the 90s. You put those together, heat index values, which is our feel-like temperature outside, is going to be in the triple digits. High pressure has kept us away from any rain shower activity, but we're monitoring this area of low pressure north of us. That's going to swing on in a cold front by Sunday into Monday. So Saturday, you're in the clear this weekend for any outdoor plans, but it is going to be a warm and toasty one. But rain chances increase Saturday or Sunday into Monday. I think Monday will be our best chance of kind of a widespread start to your Monday Memorial Day in terms of rain shower activity, and then that cold front's going to stall out, so it's going to give us a good chance of rain shower activity for Tuesday and Wednesday also. Mold is expected to be in the medium category today, grass in the low category. Check out your latest counts every single day in the Statesman. So busy forecast. We're talking about heat and rain. I'll give you more details throughout the morning. As for now, let's talk traffic with Anna V.
Thank you, Erica. Good morning. Well, roads are looking a little bit more busy. This is a look at I-35 here at West Bend White and at Concordia. Check out this camera right above Concordia as day breaks over these roads. A pretty pink sky, looking pretty nice there. Beautiful view. Let's talk about this crash on US 290 traveling westbound El Rey Boulevard. use caution there. It is blocking, so just make sure that you are aware of that crash in that area. FM 973, there is a crash on 71 just west of the 130 toll road. So if you're trying to catch this toll road, make sure you use caution and be careful driving in that area. All right, guys, that's a look at traffic. Let's go ahead and check out some Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, raising funds on Facebook.
Facebook has expanded its personal fundraising feature, letting more users help friends and those in need. It's available to everyone over 18.
IKEA's smart lights will soon be a little smarter. The Swedish retailer is adding support for voice control.
The Wi-Fi enabled lighting will be compatible with Siri, Google Home, and Alexa. Voice functionality will start rolling out in the summer. And check out what some are calling the first virtual reality proposal.
So that woman there named Kate, she thought she signed up to test a VR headset, but when she took the headset off, her boyfriend Robin was there ready to pop the question. She said yes, and now they have to decide on their wedding date.
Maybe they can have a virtual reality wedding. Everyone will just put on goggles and you're there at the party.
Exactly. Our producer says it's just a high-tech blindfold, not a virtual reality proposal.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Welcome back. 6:26 is your time. How about this? A can of hairspray sticking out of a windshield. This is in Vancouver. A woman says it happened back on Tuesday. She was inside at work, temperatures outside in the low 90s. The car, though, got really hot inside, enough for that can of hairspray to explode.
So it launched like a rocket. And the bottom of the hairspray can is actually on the floor on the passenger side behind in the back seat.
An insurance salesperson says drivers should be careful with what they leave behind in the car, especially on a hot day. Other things like sodas, wine, even loaded guns can explode. Boy, if hairspray cans start exploding around here, I am in trouble.
Yeah,
right, Erica?
We have 3 girls, lots of hair, lots of hairspray around here all the time. Well, hey, today's probably a day you don't want to leave hairspray in your car, Brian, because temperatures will be in the 90s. 90s will be in the forecast for this afternoon, but this morning waking up to temps in the 60s. Lunchtime plans will already be in the 80s and lots of sunshine, so keep in mind your UV index forecast for today is very, very high, right at 9. I'm talking rain chances for this weekend. I'll give you all the details coming up after the break.
This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Welcome back. 6:30, and you're looking at the Goddess of Liberty with a sword of justice in one hand and what is it, a gilded Lone Star in the other?
There it is, the Golden Star of Texas. This was, the original was up there in 1888, was placed in 1888. 1986, about 100 years later, they replaced the goddess with a new goddess, a new and improved goddess.
Oh, really? Was it a younger goddess?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Let's not do that.
I think she was an older, more experienced goddess.
I'm just kidding.
The old one, though, is restored and on display at the Bullock State History Museum, which is, of course, one of the best places in the world, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think both of those goddesses are beautiful.
They're beautiful.
We have another one here, Erica Lopez, and she's going to give us the forecast.
Great talk. I like that one. Here's a live look outside of the studio. Lots of clear skies out there. Gorgeous sunrise out there this morning and great temperatures to enjoy the sunrise. 62 right now, both at ABIA, actually 64 at Camp Mabry, excuse me, but dew points are in the 50s. So it's a rather cool and comfortable start to the day. Temperatures are a little bit warmer than yesterday morning. Yesterday, you probably remember it was kind of chilly. We woke up to temperatures in the 40s and also the 50s. As far as the entire Lone Star State, we're in the clear. Thanks to high pressure, that's been keeping us on the dry side, but what it's doing now that's sliding to the east of us, is funneling in some Gulf moisture, so that's going to increase dew points. As far as temperatures go, check this out. Highs today in the 90s. Embrace the 90s, because we have low humidity today, but we're talking 90s and high humidity tomorrow. I'll give you more details on that. As for now, Anna Veed has an update on traffic.
Thank you, Erica. Well, The crash near the Y at Oak Hill has now cleared, but there is another one that we're watching. If you're traveling on I-35 southbound just before 290, there is a crash. It was blocking, but it has now since moved to the shoulder. So that's good news for those of you traveling southbound on I-35. This accident is still working, reported about 30 minutes ago just west of the 130 toll road on FM 973 at 71. This is still working, not causing any blockage here, but definitely keep your eye out and use caution as you're driving out this morning. This is a live look at I-35 at West Bend, White, and Concordia. Roads are looking pretty busy, so remember to drive friendly. Guys, back to you.
Annabelle, thank you very much. Again, this breaking news we are following this morning out of North Texas in the Dallas area. A chase involving an RV with 2 children inside ended in flames. The RV completely destroyed there. Officials say, or officers say, the chase started in Hunt County, traveling west through Dallas on I-30, ending in Arlington around 4 a.m. a couple of hours ago. Our sister station in Dallas has been told this all began with a domestic situation. Reports that the husband that was driving the RV fired a weapon at his wife. Officers say 2 kids were inside that RV. They were rescued and are safe now. The condition of the adults, the man driving the RV and the woman whom he shot at, not known at this time, will continue to update the story as we get more information.
Well, we are learning more about the man accused of setting off a bomb outside a concert hall in Manchester, England. That killed 22 people and left dozens more injured. The brother of Salman al-Abedi, I should say, told officials he knew his brother was going to carry out an attack, but he says he did not know where or when. Libyan authorities detained Hashem Abedi on Tuesday for questioning. A spokesman for Libya's counterterrorism forces says that Salman called his brother 30 minutes before the attack. Hashem told officials he knew exactly how the bomb was made and believes that his brother created the device by himself. He also told them that he helped his brother but didn't go into details. Their father, along with another sibling, have been arrested as well. So far, a total of 8 people are in custody in connection with Monday's attack.
Nice try. That's the message one Texas representative sending his colleagues in the Senate after they added the so-called bathroom bill as an amendment to a House bill. Representative Garnet Coleman authored House Bill 4180, a catch-all bill that would allow counties to continue carrying out certain duties. Shortly after 1 o'clock yesterday morning, the Senate added 2 amendments to that bill. Senate Bill 2, a property tax cap for cities and counties, and language from Senate Bill 6, commonly known as the bathroom bill. The bill now back in the House. Coleman says it's dead on arrival.
Well, they wasted 2 hours last night. So I don't know why they did that. So the reality is, it's my bill. My positions on these things are well known.
Coleman said he won't even call the bill to the floor. Senate Bill 2 and Senate Bill 6, the bill's Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said he will push for if a special session is called and they're not passed by the House. Coleman pointed out only the governor has the power to call a special session.
6:35, a trip through airport security may be getting a little more complicated. The TSA says it is testing new procedures for carry-ons in order to keep passengers safe. Items like food, paper, and additional electronics bigger than a cell phone may soon have to be placed in a separate bin. The TSA says it wants to eliminate false positives that occur when certain items look like weapons, and screeners can't see everything in overstuffed bags. Before you make breakfast, check your fridge. That's because nearly 91,000 pounds of sausage products are being recalled. Eckrich Smoky Cheddar Breakfast Sausage is being recalled because they may be contaminated with pieces of metal. This is what the bag looks like. Take a look here at your screen. The items were produced and packaged from April 26th through April 28th. There's also a use-by date of August 17th. The product was shipped to 6 states, including Texas. With voters in Montana headed to the polls in just a few hours, the leading congressional candidate is now facing charges after a serious allegation.
That could impact more than just this race. Jay Wallace joins us now in the newsroom to explain what this incident involves. Jay?
Yeah, that's right, Brian. This is connected to the Republican Greg Gianforte running for Congress, as you mentioned, as a Montana sheriff has issued a citation for misdemeanor assault against him after a newspaper reporter said the politician, quote, body slammed him. Republican Greg Gianforte is accused of grabbing the reporter by the neck and slamming him to the ground, as this is also being backed up by witnesses. In a recording of the alleged assault, the reporter can be heard asking candidate Greg Gianforte about health care, then a scuffle.
The CBO score, because you know you were waiting to make your decision about health care until you saw the bill and it just came out. And what you thought
we'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious if you had
Okay,
reaction
speak
right
with
now.
Shane, please.
But you don't.
Sick and tired of you guys. The last time you came in here, you did the same thing. Get the hell out of here.
Wow. Well, in a statement, Gianforte's spokesperson says the reporter entered a private office, aggressively shoved a recorder in the candidate's face, then asked, quote, badgering questions. And now overnight, at least 3 newspapers have pulled their endorsements for Gianforte. Brian, Yvonne, back to you.
Jay, thank you very much for that. It is 6:38 now. Time to get a check of that forecast. Sunny skies again today.
Yeah, hot outside, right?
Yeah, that's going to be the change in the forecast today. Warmer temperatures. Yesterday we were in the 80s. Today, 90-degree temperatures. A live look outside. It still looks beautiful and still a comfortable start to the day. Skycam's a little shaky out there. That's because winds will be coming in from the south, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour, so breezy at times. Temperatures right now throughout the hill country. Upper 60s for some in Marble Falls, Kingsland, lower 60s for Fredericksburg, 64 currently in Austin, Pflugerville, you're a degree cooler, and we still have some 50s hanging around eastern counties, Lockhart at 56 degrees. Here's how today is going to play out. Outdoor plans. It'll be toasty by lunchtime in the 80s, but again, we have that breeze coming in from 10 to 20 miles an hour. The highs is going to be the big story in the 90s, but it's not only today. Check out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 90-degree temperatures, but those days will increase humidity levels. We're talking heat index values in the triple digits. I'll break down those temperatures and also the rain that's in the forecast for the holiday weekend in the full forecast. Guys, back to you.
Erica, thank you. When you think of a high school engineering class, maybe you think of a model airplane. But in Georgetown, they're building the real thing.
Wow. KVUE's Christy Millward is live in Georgetown. And Christy, these students have been working on it all year, and they're ready to show that plane off today. How's it look?
Well, Brian, Yvonne, you're right. This has been months in the making, and today, this morning, we're getting a preview of what the students are going to unveil a little later today. Now, I'm here with their engineering teacher, Dan Wyant, who helped them put all of this together. Dan, this is the plane. Tell me what we're looking at here.
Well, this is a Vans RV-12 light sport aircraft. It was built from a kit by the kids over the entire school year. We had a group of kids, 24 kids, and a group of mentors that have been working on this plane, the entire school year.
Oh my gosh. So this plane back here goes 130 miles per hour. I mean, it's a real 2-seater plane. Like, you can sit in that and fly it.
Yeah, it's a great cross-country airplane. It's got about a 450-mile range, 130 miles an hour, 2-seat, just a real fun, sort of like flying a little sports car.
Oh my gosh. So tell me what all went into this. Obviously, you know, these high schoolers aren't just reading about it in a textbook. They're actually putting this together. Yeah, so it's sort of a unique program. The kids got the experience of a college-level aerospace engineering class, building an airplane from a kit. So it comes in literally crates and crates of boxes of sheet metal and rivets and instructions and stuff, and they started reading instructions with the mentor's help and started putting things together, and we went from crates of parts to what you see right now, a finished airplane. That's amazing, and this is all part of, merging their skills together, science, math, everything that they've learned, putting it to use for this, correct?
Yeah, that's what's one of the things that's kind of unique and cool about this program. The kids get to work on a much larger, bigger scale project with lots of other people's, lots of little things that over time go from small little projects into one big project, and they get to see something evolve, something that's bigger than just them, something that involves, lots of different people, lots of different skill sets, and, hopefully something that's sort of unique that'll stay with them for life.
Absolutely. And the last thing that I want to make sure that we get in here, the nonprofit that helped you guys raise the money for this and hopefully to raise the money again to do this again next year.
Yeah, the goal is to do this every year, to keep building a plane every year, so more groups of kids get to do this. And Tango Flight's a nonprofit, it's a 501c3 that we set up that's raised the money, owns the airplane, and is helping us raise the money for the next one.
That's wonderful. Well, so the ribbon cutting will be today at 11 o'clock. People can come out and check this out. And if you guys want to donate to that nonprofit so that they can do this again next year, we have all that information on our website at KVUE.com. Thank you so much for being here. Reporting in Georgetown, Christy Millward, KVUE News.
Christy, thanks. Wonderful teacher, wonderful students. How about this? A Milwaukee woman getting praised for fighting back against a car thief. She jumped on the hood to keep the man from driving off. Coming up, we'll show you how this incident ended.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, we have an ABC News exclusive this morning. That Guardian reporter right there who was body slammed by a GOP congressional candidate last night, special election in Montana. That's the candidate right there, Pete Gianforte. He's now been charged. We're going to have all coming up this morning on GMA.
Recall alert this morning. Graco's Children's Products is recalling 8 models of the MyRide 65 convertible child restraints. The specific models are on your screen right now, and according to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, the Graco MyRide 65 may not restrain a child during a crash. The recall is expected to affect more than 25,000 seats. And a reminder from the DPS, all children must be properly secured in a car seat until after the age of 4. Then they have to move into a booster seat. All children younger than the age of 13 should ride properly restrained, though, in the back seat. In Texas, 60% of car seats are not installed properly, and that's according to the National Highway Safety Administration. It's a big problem Austin Travis County EMS is addressing this week at the Kyle Fire Department.
We are certifying an additional 20 people who can go out to be resources as child passenger safety technicians back to their respective communities.
On Friday, the certified group will host a car seat inspection at the Kyle Fire Department starting at 9 a.m. Also, free car seats will be available for some parents in need. Any parent can come, but it's probably best to make an appointment either via phone or online. And to learn more, head to our website, KVUE.com.
All right, check out this video. A woman there in the red, you see her jumping on top of the white car. That's her car. Someone was trying to steal it, so she tries to stop that from happening. This was at a gas station in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Tuesday. A black Cadillac, you see on the right there, pulled up next to the car while she was pumping gas. That's when a thief got out of the Cadillac, jumped in the white car, and takes off. The driver of the Cadillac pulled away. The thief followed, but the woman wasn't going down without a fight. You can see there. It all worked. She got the guy to leave the car, but police say it wasn't the smartest thing to do. Luckily, no one was hurt, and she got her car back. Braver than me. The force has been with us for 40 years today.
That's good. You've taken your first step into a larger world.
On this day in 1977, Star Wars hit theaters. It earned $461 million just in the United States. Now it's a bona fide culture icon with popular characters like that guy, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo. They made 7 more films in the series, the 8th on its way this December. It's called The Last Jedi. It comes out just before Christmas. I can't wait.
I know.
For that
if you ever
movie.
need, ask Brian to explain how it's 4, 5, 6, and then the other one goes before, and then it's a prequel.
Yeah.
It gets confusing, but he can explain it with ease.
Well, there's actually 8. We were incorrect in saying that there were 7. There have been 8 because the last year there was one that came out.
And ask him any detail about the movie. He'll know every single detail.
40 years ago. I can't believe. I wasn't even.
Is the force with us? Oh, come on. Is the force with us today with our forecast? I mean, it's going to be hot, though.
It is going to be hot. And today's the first day of that 90-degree stretch that we're talking about. Highs in the 90s for at least 4 days here. You factor in humidity that arrives tomorrow. That means enjoy today, low humidity today, but tomorrow and Saturday, dangerous heat index values because of the increased humidity that's headed our way, and also talking rain shower chances for our holiday weekend. Live look outside, the sun is shining out there. It's a clear start to our day. A little shaky on the sky cam. We're going to have breezy conditions anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour throughout the viewing area today. Lots of sun, though. Clear skies. Lunchtime plans will already be in the 80s. Keep in mind the breezy skies. Check out the 90s arriving by early afternoon into the evening. Lower 90s here in central Austin. But as far as the hill country, possibly in the upper 90s, closer to 100 degrees. The good news is that humidity levels are on the low side today. But fast forward to Friday and Saturday, We're talking increase in humidity thanks to this southerly flow. That's going to give us 70-degree dew points. You factor in 70-degree dew points with 90-degree temperatures that we'll see Friday and Saturday. Heat index values, which are the temperatures it will feel like outside because it's sticky, will be in the triple digits. So we have some dangerous conditions headed our way. High pressures to blame for that, but there's an area of low pressure we're monitoring. That's going to swing on in a cold front, which will bring us our rain shower chances for this holiday weekend. Sunday evening, overnight, into Monday, calling it a 40 to 50% chance of showers along this frontal boundary. And this frontal boundary is going to stall out in southern Texas, so that's going to keep in rain shower chances Tuesday and Wednesday. As for today, mold's expected to be in the low category, as well as mold in the medium category, grass in the low category. You can check out your latest counts every single day in the Statesman. Here we are. Heat index values 103 degrees Friday, 104 Saturday, then scattered storms, possibly a strong storm or two Sunday night into Monday. Turning things over to Anavid Reyes, looks like the roads are busy this morning. What's the update?
You're absolutely right. This injury crash was just reported about 15 minutes ago. You can see it's starting to now clear out. EMS has now left the scene, though APD is still on the scene. Just a bit ahead on the further lanes up here, you can see that the tow truck is taking away the vehicle that was impacted by this crash. So if you are traveling on I-35 southbound right before 51st Street, just make sure that you watch out for these residual delays as APD is working to clear the scene. So a very busy area this morning. This is exactly where it is on the map, I-35 southbound right before 51st Street. So again, expect residual backup up to past Runberg. So very busy area. Use caution as you're driving out this morning. Guys, back to you.
Anavid, thank you. Okay, if you ever decide to dig into certain laws across different states, you're bound to find some that will make you scratch your head. Don't believe us?
Oh, I do. As of today, with just 4 days left in the regular session, the idea for hog hunting from hot air balloons just took one step closer to becoming a reality. Yes. KVUE's Jay Wallace explains how this is happening.
Well, you've heard it before. Why can't the government get anything done? Well, I'll tell you what, they're about to get something done that will allow you to shoot feral hogs and coyotes from a hot air balloon. Let me try to break this down for you. Texas has about 2 million wild hogs, causing more than $50 million in damage each year. These high-breeding, low-grounded animals have tried to be reduced for years through legislature, even by means of poison at one point. So now, following the 2011 pork chopper bill that legalized hunting feral hogs from a helicopter, now a hot air balloon. State Representative Mark Keogh from the Woodlands has created House Bill 3535 that is, quote, relating to the taking of certain feral hogs and coyotes using a hot air balloon.
And if it sounds like you've never heard of this before, it's because this isn't a thing. There is no precedent for hunting, period, from a hot air balloon. But Representative Keogh believes the slower-moving, more stable flotation device can offer a better chance to land your mark with these hogs. And with the House bill being placed on the local and uncontested calendar, hot air balloon pig hunting, yeah, that could be a reality in the near future. Back to you.
I'm so disturbed by that graphic with the feral hog. I don't know. It's just disturbing.
He's good at that stuff.
He is. A live look outside this morning. 6:53 is your time. Erica's back with your forecast.
Welcome back. Winter is coming to Westeros this summer. The new trailer of Game of Thrones shows the Great War is finally coming, with players on all sides preparing for the fight.
I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms. And I will.
Anavid just asked if this was a movie. Anavid, no, this is a TV show.
On Netflix.
It's on HBO.
I know it's
Popular fantasy show released a new trailer for season 7 yesterday. Begins on July 16th.
Hey, I thought it was Netflix, so I don't know either.
Listen, I know it's a TV show. I just thought they might have made it into a movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is I-35 northbound Buda to downtown. Stop and go traffic, 36 minutes, 48 minutes. I-35 southbound, Round Rock to downtown. Erica, how does weather shape up?
We'll try to stay cool and hydrated because 90s are back in the forecast for about 4 days. It's going to be a toasty start to the weekend, but rain arrives by Sunday.
Looks nice. Have a good one.